Hey guys, Wet Movie One back here again. I'm with my mom, and welcome to the horror
Smackdown.
Yeah, we're gonna lay down some horror movies and TV shows on you that we watched over the last couple of weeks and talk about them for you today. Because I know all you guys are horror fans. My mom is a little bit of a horror fan herself, so stay tuned. We got a couple of new movies to talk about in this video. A couple of old ones, a couple of popular ones. So stay tuned for the horror Smackdown. And if you guys like this series, let us know in the comments if you do. So, Mom, ladies first.
Well, first up on the horror Smackdown, actually, just give me a second. I just want to explain something. I'm not really a fan of horror movies, as you saw me earlier shaking my head. The last thing I saw was in college. I believe it starred Vincent Price, and it was called Conquer Worm. Oh my God, whatever. The whole thing, it was a combination of that and some other movie at a drive-in, and that was the end of it for me. I couldn't watch anymore. However, now, you've noticed me throughout the weeks here, I usually like watching, series, like mystery series, TV series. Well, I was kind of done and I didn't know what to do, so I was searching the shelves here. And then I realized, I don't know where I heard it, I might be in passing, standing in a line at a supermarket somewhere, something about the TV show Walking Dead. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know, I wonder if Brennan has it. So I looked it up alphabetically. Well, sure enough, Walking Dead Season 1, Walking Dead Season 2. Oh my God. I'm addicted. Really didn't think I would be. Zombie films. Yuck, the first zombie film I ever saw was Night of the Living Dead in my dorm room at college and scared me, half to death. I'll use another word, but it scared me to death. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh yes, I'm going to watch a TV series about zombies. Well, guess what? Holy crap. This is really great. Really great. Never knew anything about it till I started watching it. And then I watched some of the behind the scenes. Oh my God, I didn't even know it was first a graphic novel, or I guess we used to call them comic books. Holy moly, at the end of season 2, I was about ready to go and get whatever comic book series came next so that I could read ahead. But I won't. I'm a good person, and I certainly wouldn't tell you anything about this except for that it's got terrific actors. It's a survival series. How do you survive with zombies coming after you? And they make it real. And these actors are just amazing. Steven Yeun, great actor. I loved one of his first couple lines in the show where he was showing which way to run, and you come around this way and you come around this way on a map, and somebody turned to him and said, well, what were you before all this happened? He turned to the person and said, hey, pizza delivery boy. Oh, this kid is really very good. He didn't say it like that, but that kid's very good. Andrew Lincoln, the basic lead of the show, I had no idea. Thought he was American. Looked at the, behind the scenes. My goodness gracious, he's English. Who would know? He does a terrific American accent. Anyway, I love this show. I don't want to tell you anything about it because it's just from one, episode to the next, you don't know what's going on, and I'm certainly not going to tell you what's going on because it would spoil the whole thing even if I told you one thing. So anyway, that's my review for today. Walking Dead. Get it if you haven't already.
Alright guys, next up on the horror Smackdown, I got Shadow People here from Anchor Bay. I watched this one the other day, and I found myself really enjoying this one, actually. It's not like the best acted movie or best put together movie out there, but I found myself really enjoying the concept of this film. It's about a guy that has his own radio talk show, and one night someone calls in, all freaked out, something bad's gonna happen to him as he's on, the call, and the guy supposedly commits suicide. The caller that's calling in commits suicide over the air, and all of a sudden his show gets all these ratings and getting all this buzz about the caller that committed suicide on the air, and then the radio host is trying to find out what happened to the kid, and he goes to the hospital and finds out the kid died at the hospital, but they don't know how he really died, and then you find out that there's something to do with shadow people. If you when you're in your room in the middle of the night and you feel like you can't move or you can't do anything and you think you see a shadow, like you're all scared kind of thing. They kind of use that, like you know how your imagination sometimes you think you see something, you're like, what is that? Is that something? And they kind of like, that's what this movie is. They kind of like use that as a premise of a movie, and I thought that was really interesting. But they kind of make it out like it was, you know, brought over here from like Thailand or something, like the myth and the legend of, you know, shadow people was brought over here somehow, kind of thing. And it says it's like, you know, based on a true phenomenon. So they have like you know, clips of like supposedly the real people, or like, you know, archival footage of like lawyers talking about the case of different of the stuff you have to watch in the movie. It was alright. I was, you know, the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, this can't be real footage. You know what I mean? Like, this can't, you know, be the like real people. It could possibly be, but it was just one of those things that just kind of felt like it was kind of put on. But still, like, the premise of this movie of shadow people coming to get you, it is kind of a fun idea, and I highly recommend it just on that fact alone. I kind of had the vibe of like Paranormal Activity mixed with old Christian Slater movie called Pump Up the Volume, just because he was doing his own radio show, you know, and going, you know, people are listening and all that cool stuff. But if you guys see shadow people out there, I highly recommend a rental on this one. It's a fun one here. Alright guys, next up on the Horror Smackdown, I have a movie here called 13 Eerie from E1 Entertainment. This movie was kind of cool. It's kind of like a zombie movie in a way, about these handful of people going to this island to do some tests, you know, to learn a little bit more about forensic investigations. Like, they're all like undergrads at school, and they're going there for like one last test to try to become like FBI forensic investigator kind of people. And their teacher like has a couple of corpses, you know, placed throughout the little island they're at. And the island they're at now was an old prison a long time ago. And of course, there's a couple of weird things that are going on as they're doing their, you know, investigations. But of course, there was an extra 1 or 2 corpses that are alive, and they come alive, and they start attacking them and killing them off one by one, kind of movie. I think the people that did the makeup effects were really bold with it. You know what I mean? Like, just change it up instead of always looking like, you know, zombies always look like. You know what I mean? Or whatever the undead looks like. Like, the whole look of the undead in this movie is just a lot different and over the top, and I really did enjoy just a change up from just a normal look of, you know, those kind of Walking Dead kind of people. But it was fun. The makeup effects are really good. Like, the kills are pretty fun. There's a couple of nods to like the movie Zombie, where like one thing is going into somebody's eye, and you know, it's just really fun. You see, they get a little nod in there to the Evil Dead, when like a girl's getting like trapped into the woods or the bushes or whatever, how she's getting all tangled up in it. It's kind of like a little, you know, tip of the hat, you know, to the Evil Dead movies. But if you guys see this out there and you guys are into horror, this one's totally one to check out right here. Alright guys, the last two up on the Horror Smackdown are 2 movies from Twilight time, and they are The Fury here, starring Kirk Douglas and John Cassavetes. This movie's about Kirk Douglas's character's son, who is a psychic, gets kidnapped at the beginning of the movie, and then it's him, Kirk Douglas's character, pretty much trying to do anything he can to get his son back. Yet his son's a psychic, but you don't know how he got kidnapped in the first place. But it's kind of like a little mystery surrounding that. I don't want to get too much into the movie, but if you guys are really like cheesy late 70s kind of movie, it's really fun. It's Brian De Palma's movie that he made right after he made the movie Carrie. And I found it to be a lot of fun. Really, really cheesy for the 70s. You know what I mean? Like, I was watching it going, what is Kirk Douglas, why did he sign on to this? You know what I mean? Like, it's still fun. But it's like, you know, Kirk Douglas is like, you know, like a big actor. I'm like, what is he doing in this? It's fun. It looks really, really nice on Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray, you get the theatrical trailer, and the inner artwork is very nice. You know what I mean? Like, you get the hands with the blood dripping off a little bit. It's a very nice presentation. You can get it from ScreenArchives.com. This is a very, very nice transfer. But this next one right here, I absolutely love, okay? It's John Carpenter's Christine on Blu-ray. This transfer blew my mind. I'm not going to lie to you, it's not my absolutely favorite John Carpenter movie. That would have to go to Halloween. This movie's still cool too. I remember watching it on VHS, getting it from Target a long time ago for like $4.77 or whatever the price used to be for catalog titles on VHS back in the day in Target. But this one just came out from Twilight Time. I believe this one sold out in like 3 or 4 hours as soon as it went on sale. And I was happy to be able to get it here to talk about on a video for you, because I know you guys are wondering, because Twilight Time also put out the Night of the Living Dead and Fright Night or whatever, and people were complaining about the picture quality of Night of the Living Dead, which I thought it was fine. I know they put a little blue tint to it, but it was still a fun watch. I had no problems with it. But this transfer over the top, I found it to be very, very good. You get some of the special features I believe you got on the special edition DVD, like commentary, deleted scenes, alternate scenes. You get your money's worth on this. I know it's like, people are selling it for like over $100 on like eBay and stuff like that, but true horror fans are not just gonna buy it to resell it. You know what I mean? True movie fans are getting it to actually get it because they want the movie. I don't know why people get it like 3 or 4 copies and sell them on thing. It's okay to make money, but let the things like this, let people go out there and get what they want to get. But if you guys are able to get your hands on a copy of this, it's really, really a nice transfer. You guys know Christine about a car at the beginning of the movie is like on an assembly line and like kills somebody. It's just about a killer car, like a car sits around for a couple of years after the opening of the movie, and one young kid comes by and this old man's sells him the car, and then the car kind of like forms a relationship with the kid, and the kid's has a relationship with the car, and it's just whatever the car wants it gets kind of thing. You guys all know Christine. You guys are horror fans. You should know Christine by now. It's just pretty much about a killer car. That's it. It's fun. It's made by John Carpenter that made Halloween. You get a cool booklet in here, nice artwork on the disc art itself. If you guys get a chance to check out Christine on Blu-ray, highly recommended. Same thing with The Fury. Well, guys, I hope you guys like this Horror Smackdown episode 1. If you guys like this series, thumbs up this video. Let us know in the comments if you guys want us to do more of them. Yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching the Horror Smackdown episode 1. Salute to horror, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.